Do you believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father?
I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like, it's not far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like, it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like, this can't take nobody not saying nothing.
Just when you thought the Carter empire was sealed tighter than a Roc Nation contract, one court order has cracked the vault. A New Jersey judge just told Jay-Z, hand over your DNA or face contempt. What spills out of that test tube could redraw the royal family tree of hip-hop and drag Beyonce's father into a war he never asked for? Stay tuned, because the truth is finally on the clock. On July 7th, the New Jersey Supreme Court did what no lower bench managed in 15 years. It demanded a cheek swab from Sean Corey Carter, better known to the world as Jay-Z. Insiders say the ruling landed like a meteor inside Roc Nation's Manhattan headquarters, igniting emergency Zoom calls that stretched past dawn. Whispers from the clerk's office hint the first pass through the lab favors 32-year-old Ramir Satterthwaite. Nothing is certified, yet, but the numbers reportedly lean strongly probative. If those whispers are true, Jay-Z isn't just facing a paternity suit. He's staring down confirmation that he fathered a child with the 16 years old before Blue Ivy ever trended. But this order was only the opening salvo. Ramir's been searching for answers since 2010 inside a cramped Pennsylvania courthouse. He was 18, broke, and armed with little more than his mother's diary entries. All judges bounced him between states like a legal hot potato, first dismissing his claim for being too old, then for filing in the wrong jurisdiction, then for not proving the Sean Carter in his paperwork was that Sean Carter. Undeterred, he hauled boxes of motions across county lines, studied case law by night, and found unlikely allies, civil rights lawyers who smelled procedural foul play. 14 rejected petitions later, his file towered higher than reasonable doubt went platinum. When the NAACP and ACLU finally stamped their logos on his brief, the media noticed, but Jay-Z's team still held the upper hand. Yet for every door that slammed, Ramir found a crack to wedge open. A block party back in '92 changed Sean Carter's life forever, and he didn't even know it. Hungry at 22-year-old, Sean Carter attended every open mic between Brooklyn and Broad Street. Across the room, barely 16, still rocking a school-issued backpack, stood Wanda Satterthwaite, the girl locals called Sunshine because she never stopped smiling. Their first conversation? A fast-talking flirtation about her favorite TLC single and his dream of selling 1 million records. One summer night turned into 2, then 10, and soon Wanda was sneaking past a creaky screen door to meet the Brooklyn guy with the gold tooth and business cards. Friends whispered, "Girl, he's too old." But the danger only intensified the thrill. By Thanksgiving, rumors spread that Sean had landed a studio meeting in New York. His star was flickering to life while Wanda's belly began to show. He promised he'd call, maybe even send for her once the deal inked. Instead, the phone stayed silent. Wanda, panicked and 17, turned to her high school sweetheart, Robert Graves, the safe choice her parents adored. Months later, in a dimly lit maternity ward, nurses handed her a baby boy. She wrote Robert on the birth certificate, praying stability could bury scandal. But secrets have a nasty way of growing teeth. Fast forward 12 years. Wanda's guilt erupted during a kitchen table confession that shattered Ramir's world. She slid photos across the Formica, grainy shots of a much younger Jay-Z arm in arm with her teenage self, ticket stubs from a Brooklyn rap showcase, and scribbled napkins bearing his signature. In that moment, Ramir says, his identity split in two. The boy he'd always been, and the son he might truly be. Since then, every beat of his life has marched to one relentless question. Did the most powerful man in hip-hop walk away from a child he helped create? The answer could rewrite not just a birth certificate, but the entire origin story of a global dynasty. Ramir swears the Carter camp tried the velvet glove approach first. Fat checks slid across diner tables, whispered promises of internships at Roc Nation, anything to keep the story locked in a drawer. He says he tore them up. "I'm not for sale," he told a local podcast host, voice shaking more from anger than fear. A week later, velvet turned to iron. One icy January morning, Ramir was hustling to a double shift at UPS when life snapped into movie mode.
There was a Sean Carter who did have ties to New Jersey. Still, Jay-Z's lawyers doubled down and they said that there's really no proof that the Sean Carter in those documents is in fact Jay-Z. This seemed like such a small detail, but it was enough to get the case dismissed again. Yet, Ramir kept going, revealing sensitive details that made it clear why he believes that Jay-Z could possibly be his father. According to him, his mother was only 16 years old when she met and started dating Jay-Z, who was 22 at the time. By By the time Ramir was born in 1993, his mother and Jay-Z weren't in contact, and she had also gotten back with her high school sweetheart, Robert Graves. At the time, she decided the best thing to do was to put Robert's name on Ramir's birth certificate, but she later admitted to her son who his real father is.
He pops his Corolla door, and there it is, a matte black Glock tucked under the seat like a sleeping snake. His heart is still thundering when blue and reds fill the rear view. Cops swarm, shouting commands. Ramir's on the curb, wrists burning from cuffs, trying to explain a gun he's never seen. Hours crawl by until building security pulls the surveillance tape. It shows an unmarked sedan rolling up, a hooded figure slipping the weapon inside, then peeling off into traffic. Charges vanish, but the message is carved into Ramir's mind. Speak again, and next time the tape might disappear. That same month, courthouse insiders leaked a draft motion titled Emergency Prior Restraint. Translation: Jay-Z's lawyers floated a gag order powerful enough to gag every interview Ramir had ever given. Judges rarely muzzle speech, so the motion never saw daylight. But Ramir felt the chill anyway. Imagine opening your email to find legal threats bigger than your student loan debt, warning you that one more podcast appearance could cost you everything. Yet he's still talking, still shoving that mountain of paperwork uphill, saying, "I'd rather fight scared than live silent." And his refusal to bow is rattling more than just security teams. It's yanking Beyonce's father, Mathew Knowles, straight into the line of fire. Because the next voice to boom across this saga? It's a dad who built superstars, and he's done watching one tear his empire apart. Beyonce's father, Mathew Knowles, has navigated scandals before: Destiny's Child lineup drama, divorce headlines, even his own paternity suit. But this time he's furious on someone else's behalf. Sources close to the music executive turned professor say he called Jay-Z's prolonged silence reckless and accused him of dragging Beyonce and their children into a mess they didn't sign up for. Clips from podcasts and TikTok lives capture Knowles warning that the Carters' billion-dollar empire is one headline from collapse if the underage allegations stick. Industry chatter hints the comment hit its mark. Beyonce reportedly skipped a board meeting at Parkwood Entertainment the morning it broke. Jay-Z, never one to let another man narrate his legacy, answered swiftly. 4 days after the Knowles flare-up, Roc Nation filed a blistering 36-page response. It painted Ramir as the spearhead of a decades-long harassment campaign, rehashing every dismissal since 2010 and accusing his guardian of orchestrating media ambushes. The filing asked the judge to toss the case, citing lack of standing, res judicata, and abuse of process. Translation: we've won this fight before. Make him stop swinging. Jay-Z's camp also denied every intimidation claim, insisting their only message was a polite request for more response time. But the court order still stands, and the internet's verdict grows louder. The day the filing dropped, number DNA for HOV trended at 1.4 million posts in 12 hours. Memes of Maury Povich holding cue cards flooded Instagram. 50 Cent posted a laughing emoji collage. Nicki Minaj shared a screenshot and captioned, "Is this why he was trending? To God be the glory." Comment section split into two camps. Take the test and clear your name versus another clout chaser playing the victim. Meanwhile, legal analysts on cable news posed darker questions. If Wanda really was 16, could a paternity confirmation reopen statutory claims? The stakes now extend far beyond child support. Behind the scenes, brand managers tally worst-case costs, endorsement deals, stock dips, Ivy Park's licensing renewals. Insiders whisper that Beyonce's team is drafting contingency statements. One if the test is negative, another if the family tree gains an unexpected branch. And Ramir. Friends say he's practicing gratitude journaling, bracing for an answer he's chased since childhood. If the DNA swab matches, inheritance lawyers expect a flurry of motions. Name change petitions, trust adjustments, maybe even a seat at the Carter Thanksgiving table. Though that last bit is pure speculation. With lab results pending, the countdown ticks louder every day. Whether the final report crowns Ramir Satterthwaite as the hidden prince of hip-hop or closes the case for good, one truth remains. Silence cost Jay-Z 15 years of headlines, legal fees, and now a potential fracture in the house of Carter. If the swab comes back positive, the world will watch a music mogul reckon with the past he tried to bury. If it's negative, critics will still ask why he didn't clear the fog sooner. Either way, the dynasty's greatest test isn't measured in platinum plaques. It's measured in strands of DNA.